What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Scales 13. Today's video is going to be different than our normal content. So if you look here in the corner, you can see one of our firebelly newts hanging out in the back right there. Now if you look at this guy, he's moving around just fine. It looks like he's in good health. Everything's well with this one. However, I can't say the same for the other firebelly newt, which was his tank mate. So guys, the unfortunate news is that the other firebelly newt actually passed away a few months ago. I was pretty bummed out about it, and it took me a while to actually talk about this with you guys, because these are the first animals that were actually ever featured on this channel years ago. I've actually had these guys for going on 9 years. So I was really bummed out that I lost one of these guys. And the thing is, I believe it was due to this. So because of the emergency that's been going on around the world in the past year, we're not allowed to actually say what it is on YouTube, so I'm not gonna say it by name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So because of that, I actually wasn't coming home to visit my parents as often, and my job was basically to do the maintenance on the tank. Their job was only to feed them, and then I would come home on the weekends and I would do all the hard stuff for my parents. But since I wasn't coming home, the water quality suffered. I wasn't coming home as often. The water quality suffered, and it wasn't like there was like ammonia, bad smell, cloudy water.
After testing the water, what I found is that there was actually a high nitrite spike within the water.
And that was more than likely due to, of course, decaying food, excrement from the actual newts themselves. And if you look at my Java fern here, my Java fern actually wasn't doing as great as it was before. I actually lost about a third of it, so I'm sure the leaves dying and decomposing also had a lot to do with what was going on in this tank. And because of that, both of my Chinese firebelly newts actually got bloated. One was much worse than the other. This one actually had some bloat, but his body is much slimmer than what he was before. What happened was my mom contacted me and said something was up with the newts, and she sent me pictures and everything. And the thing is, thank goodness I was able to make the change when I could and start doing frequent enough water changes and continually test the water. Now the water quality is stable, just where I wanted to be. Very low nitrates, very low nitrites. Ammonia is almost non-existent. And my firebelly newt that is still with us is actually doing much better. Now, I know what some people are probably wondering, because the newts have been around for so long. And of course, I wanted to give you guys an update because a lot of fans of the channel were actually asking about these guys recently. Probably wondering, am I going to buy more firebelly newts? The answer for now, guys, is actually no. The reason being is because I don't really want to be one of those guys that just replaces animals as soon as they pass away. Because not only was I emotionally attached to these guys, but it's also the idea that I actually want to make their lives better rather than just piling them up over and over again, you know? And the thing is, what I actually want to do is just improve the life of this firebelly newt here. So I actually have some supplies that I already bought, and some other supplies that are actually on the way now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo this enclosure. It's been basically, I'm sorry, not enclosure, tank. This is actually a tank set up like a fish tank. It's totally aquatic. What's wrong with me? Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely redo this fish tank to make sure that Snappy here can live the rest of his life in a nice, healthy environment. And I actually want to do better than what I was doing before. What I plan on doing is adding even more landmass for him to hang out on, and I'm gonna do a lot of things. It's gonna look really, really cool in here, guys. I actually don't want to spoil it by giving it all away right now, but that's actually going to be something fun and exciting to look forward to with the tragic loss of the other newt. Yeah, guys, when you have, it doesn't matter whether it's a cat, dog, shoot, even if it was a darn goldfish, when you have an animal for a good portion of your life, like a good 8-9 years, and you lose one, it really sucks. it's really like a really bad feeling, and it took me a while to actually sit down and say, all right, I gotta tell everybody what's going on here. You guys know I don't keep anything from you. I don't lie to you guys, and I love the fact that everyone keeps up with the channel and actually really knows my animals. Like, one guy asked me recently, hey, can we get an update on the newts? I didn't know people were even paying attention to the newts anymore, being that my channel is mostly about reptiles, and of course, newts are amphibians. But on the positive side, I'm glad we still have little Snappy here, and Snappy's still doing good. I really miss the other one. I'm sorry. Wow, I got the names wrong. Oh my goodness. I guess because the thing is, the one that passed away is still in my mind so much. So I'm happy that I still have Scrappy here. The names rhyme. It's so ridiculous, guys. But yeah, so I'm happy that I still have Scrappy here, and you know, I really miss his tank mate. These guys actually did fine in this tank together as far as being able to live with each other. None of them ever bit each other's toes or anything like that off. I never really had any issue with these guys feeding where they would like get on each other's nerves. Normally you would see the two hanging out together and they'd be on the same side of the tank. So, you know, obviously it's not a communal animal. It's like a canine or like a more intelligent species of animal that needs to live in a community and have interaction with other creatures in order to stimulate its brain and thrive. But at the same time, I'm glad that these animals were living with each other in harmony without having any problems. And even though I'm very happy to see this one still here, I'm really bummed out that every time I look at the tank now, I only see this guy here. But I gotta do what's right for this guy. I'm not gonna be one of those guys who just replaces my animals every time one passes away. Of course, no shots fired at anybody. I'm not saying anything about anybody here at all. I just want to be able to focus on what I have in front of me versus adding more lives that I have to be responsible for. So guys, yeah, stay tuned. There will be more updates about little Scrappy here. Yeah, you guys can see this is him. So of course Scrappy is the one that had the lighter colored belly with all the speckles, and Snappy was the one who had a little bit of a larger head. Had this guy has a very light orange to his belly. The other one had more of a red to the belly, just a deeper orange. And that one's pattern was more put together. It looked kind of like a trail of lava, where this guy is more speckled at the bottom of his stomach. Definitely going to be revamping this enclosure soon. The one regret that I have during the time that this whole thing started was I wish that I had taken the newts with me before this thing broke out. That way I can keep up with the water changes and everything. But not gonna make any excuses. What happened happened. It sucks, but all I can do is try to make this little guy here, try to make his life better. The reason he's in front of the tank right now is because he sees me and he actually wants some food, because, well, that's what he does. Whenever he comes to the front, he thinks he's being fed. But I'm glad to see that he's being nice and active, and his body has slimmed down a lot ever since the whole bloating thing. I was scared I was just gonna lose them both. Rest in peace to Snappy. Scrappy is still here with us, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep this one as long as possible and make his life healthy and happy, just like all the other animals that are here on the channel. Thank you guys for subscribing, liking, sharing, and just being loyal and being tuned into the channel to really get to know my animals, know them by name, watch them over the years, and really give me all your support. I really appreciate all you guys. Hope everybody's understanding of this unfortunate news, and I hope everyone has a great and wonderful rest of their day. Peace.